What's going on, everybody? Damn. So I woke up this morning and started working on the business, and I was like, damn. For some reason, the oddest, the most random thing popped in my head, and I started thinking about Casey Neistat. And the reason why I started thinking about him is because I was like, this guy put out 500 well thought, well executed, well edited vlogs for 500 episodes. And it's actually pretty amazing when you think about it. I think he did that back in like November. He ended it back in like November 2016. But I don't know. It just made me think about it because I've been grinding, trying to put out content that's focused around my hobbies, my love, which is motorcycling, and to continue on with my original channel, Honest Truth, just to keep that going, you know what I mean? Just keep that going and to keep my mind fresh and all that good stuff. But it just made me start thinking, like, why don't people produce more content? Is it because like what's holding you back from just creating content? Is it because you don't feel like you have the gear? Is it because you feel like you don't have anything to talk about? Is it because you feel like there's nothing interesting in your life? What is it that motivates you to create content? For me, when I was doing the tech review stuff, I was fueled by seeing others and what they were doing and wanting to do what I was capable of, meaning like within my budget or with what was within my reach. So when I first started, I just started grabbing any and everything that I already used to start making that content. And it grew. I had a real big passion for it. But to me, the wall that I hit was production quality. And I think that's kind of what hindered me, because I started looking at production quality of everybody else, comparing it to my own, and realizing that it wasn't up to par. So I was always on the race. It was always like a race for quality. And I think in the tech review space, it became a quantity issue. People want to see the latest and greatest stuff. And the people that are at the top have more of an advantage because they can get that stuff either through loan, through rent, or for free from these companies, based on the deal or the partnership that they had. For everybody else, you had a couple of options. You either had enough money to buy it on release, or you go to a store and buy it and then return it. And that's honestly the biggest way that most people were doing it. A lot of the lesser known people were just going out, buying it, reviewing the hell out of it for, trying to get a week or two of content out of it and then going to return it. So like, for example, Best Buy, they have a 14-day return policy. That started eating me up, because once you return certain electronics to Best Buy, once you start returning products to Best Buy, they start charging like restocking fees. And so it got to the point where you were literally paying however much it was to give the product back. And it was just like, I'm losing money here, because most people weren't really monetized. And if you weren't really getting enough views to justify that $50, $75, $100, $150 to give back to them just to review it. So at that point, I was just like, this is stupid. So it felt like the only way to get quantity, or to be able to get enough electronics to review coming in, was to basically just start doing cheap Chinese products that, get sold on Amazon and whatnot. And there's some pretty good ones, but it just seems like that's what you were having to do. And I think, to me, it was like the crumb side. So I was just like, I'm not doing it anymore, because it was really, really hard to get invited to a spot, to Apple, to, all these different press releases and different releases and stuff. It was just really, really hard. So it got to the point where I was just like, I'm burnt out. I'm done with it. So with this, it's like I can just make content with whatever I want, whenever I want. And with whatever's important to me. So again, I just thought about that and I'm just like, damn, dude, I'm putting out videos every day, like I said, with my motovlogging content for this channel, and I enjoy doing it. And sometimes you don't really need a rhyme or a reason. Sometimes you don't need a product. Sometimes you don't need really anything. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just need to challenge yourself. I used to really be confused or perplexed, like confounded when people would do like a 30-day challenge or a 7-day challenge. I'm like, I don't have anything to make content for 7 days. I don't know, it just used to bother me. And watching like Casey Neistat, watching just other people in general and why they were doing it, to me it was the reason of why are they doing it and why should I do it. And so that would always trip me up, like I don't really have a reason to do it. But now I'm starting to see it a little different. Content is content. Being frozen over the type of content you put out is always going to limit you or restrain you from sometimes putting out content in general. I did see another video of one of the guys that I like to watch. He does camera stuff, Terry Warfield, and he had made a video talking a little bit about how good is good enough when it comes to producing, content. And sometimes if you're always looking for perfection, you're never going to put out the content because the lighting has to be right. The audio has to be super crisp. Like I said, it's got to be a nice controlled setting, versus just making something and putting it out. And I found out that a lot of the things that I have put out, a lot of the clips, the reels that I've created, sometimes it's the ones that I don't even. Sometimes it's the ones that I was just kind of like, I don't know. I'll put it out anyway. Why not? Sometimes it was those clips that were getting the most views, and I was like over here like, but why? I don't get it. I didn't even like that clip. Why? So now it just kind of given me a better perspective of whatever you think is perfection, or whatever you think is perfect is not always the case. So just put out content. With whatever you're passionate about. If you're passionate about cars, put out content. If you're passionate about sports, put out content. If you are passionate about electronics and gadgets or video gaming or whatever it is, make content surrounding it, right? I used to think that when I first started my motovlog channel, I used to think that I had to have the perfect scenario, right? You watch guys like Fastlane D, IMK, the more established motovloggers, and I would think like, okay, they're putting out like an episode, but it has a storyline to it. They're starting at point A and they're ending at, point D, and in between they're giving you like a little storyline, a little build up to whatever it is the ending point is. So I used to think like, oh shoot, well, I gotta start off a motovlog chilling, and then I gotta meet up with the fellas and show that storyline, meeting up with them, and then I gotta take that meetup, and then the ending is gonna be going to the meet. You know what I mean? And then it's like, okay, if I'm going to these meets every week, what is it that I'm actually trying to do here? And there's nothing wrong with doing that, but it was exhausting trying to figure out all the time, like how to set up an episode, how to set up a storyline. And it's just like, I just got to the point where I was just like, dude, I'm just gonna go out and fucking ride. I'm gonna go out and do what I want to do. Because if I start thinking about what other people might want to see, or the storyline or the episode, like if I start thinking about that shit, I'm just going to paralyze my creativity. I'm going to paralyze myself by ending up not doing anything. And so it was the same thing with the reels for my motovlog. It was like I was going through hours and hours of video trying to figure out, oh, that's a highlight. Oh, that's a highlight. Oh, this and that. And it's like, was spending so much time trying to cut reels. And I was just like, let me use a service that, an AI service, and see what my version or what my perspective is of a highlight versus what the AI says is a highlight. And then let me upload those and do like a little case study. Are the ones that I pick or the ones that I cut, are those getting more love over the AI? Vice versa. And I started to realize that the AI was a lot smarter than I gave it credit for. And I wasn't convinced at first. I was like, let me figure something out. So I literally just started looking at the metrics, looking at the analytics, if you want to say that. And I started realizing that I would look at the clips that were being broken down and I'd be like, what are some of these clips? Like, it doesn't even make any sense. And I started doing things like, let me change the titles, let me change the captions and stuff like that, because I don't like the ones that they're generating. Some of them I felt like didn't really fit the scenario. But I realized that as I started uploading more and letting the AI learn more about my writing philosophy, my writing style, I started to realize that it was getting smarter. It was looking at the things that I did not like versus the things that I did like, and that I don't even know if it pulls the algorithm or if it pulls the analytics from these videos, because over time they just got better and better, and to the point where now, like I said, I use Opus Pro and I just upload videos and I go through the reels that it chooses. I pick the ones that I like and don't like. And then sometimes I just do experiments and I'm just like, I'm going to go with what they say and see how it performs. And lo and behold, it performs really damn good. And so it gives me confidence, because I'm just like, I don't necessarily have to think about things that are going to slow my productivity down. It's going to hinder my creativity. It's going to make me spend more time on something that I don't need. And I think that this is why everybody needs to really utilize AI, especially in its kind of infancy right now. You can actually really use it to boost your production. So I think what I found out is that my channels are actually growing in more popularity and getting more and more views or exposure because of the reels. And I'm starting to realize that short form content is becoming king. Not necessarily like Instagram content necessarily, but well, I wouldn't say that, but I would just say short form content in general is becoming king, because people have really short attention spans, right? Like, for example, this video has been going on for like almost 16 minutes. I know that when I upload this video, after I cut it down and do some editing to make it a little shorter, I realize that not everybody's gonna have the attention span to watch more than 1 to 3 minutes of the video. The dedicated people will, right? But people's attention spans are getting shorter and shorter. And I think YouTube is trying to bring that back by extending the reels to up to 3 minutes, which is dope. But the reels are actually crushing it, man. The reels is what get people interested in what you're talking about, and then they go and they spend more time on your long format content. I don't think people realize this yet. I think some people do, not everybody, but some people do. And it's going to pay dividends. Like I said, I'm growing based on these reels. And who cares if you're getting 1 to 200 views per reel? When I first started out, I was only getting like 30, 40, 50. And then after months and months of posting, it started going up 100, 200, 300, 400. And my highlighted videos being sometimes in the thousands. I want to pull that actually. I want to go check. Let's see. So, let's see. Just tell me the dates. So we will go back. Let's see. What is today? Today is May 30th. We're going to go back to all the way into the 26th. Now, I post multiple videos a day. At least one short a day. minimum, sometimes more, usually more lately. Let's go back to the 26th. Is that Monday? Let's start on Sunday, 25th, first day of the week. Go to 25th. Posted, how many did I post? Okay. Posted 2 on the 25th. The first one was talking about motorcycle safety and why I'm finally taking it serious. That short, which was 46 seconds, got 1,000 plus views, 29 to be exact. My second reel for that day was, and that was a talking head video like this. My second reel was a reel that, let's talk about it, Dallas Motorcycle Chaos, Best and the Worst Unite. And that video was 42 seconds, and it was basically quickly talking about the influx of people going into Dallas, moving to Dallas, because of the motorcycle scene, the motorcycle culture scene, and how it's exploding. And Dallas is basically becoming one of the most famous and infamous places for people to go because of the highways, the speedways, and just the amount of sheer fun people are having, but also the chaos that it's causing because more and more people are getting arrested, more and more people are going down, and more people are dying because they're trying to accentuate that culture and they're trying to basically get known, you know what I mean, for their riding abilities or lack thereof. And that reel got 800 views, but it got 2 comments, you know what I mean? So the next day, I released three shorts, right? The first short was called Cursing Hurts YouTube Money, right? Editing Nightmare, almost a minute. It got 2 views, no comments. The next one was me trying on some of my safety gear, comfy vest plus a hoodie. I'm shocked by the fit. That one got 46 views, no comments. The last one that I recorded, uploaded for that day was Unexpected Turns and Dicey Roads, a rider's highway adventure. And that was actually riding content where I was actively riding and motovlogging. That one got over 1,200 views. And like I said, on and so forth. The next day, one video got 137. The next video got 853. The next video got 928. You know what I mean? And most people would probably give up and be like, I'm not getting any views. And what I'm trying to tell you is that the more you post, the more and more you're giving the YouTube algorithm a chance to understand what type of content you're putting out and how to suggest it, right? And I've learned this. I've learned that it actually works. Honestly, people are always putting out videos. I can probably put out a cringy thumbnail and YouTube title saying, I've found the secret to the algorithm. These 3 things after you post. You see them all the time, right? And I think I found a way to actually beat the algorithm or to play the algorithm to your advantage. And honestly, it's to put out content. It's to put out content. And you have to put it out pretty regularly. At first, I was very content with putting out at least 1 video or 1 long form content or 1 short form content a day. Mostly being the reels, right? Short form. And it was getting traction. But then, like I said, I started watching other influencers like Gary Vee and some other people. I started realizing, damn, 1 video a day is not enough. Like if I want to force YouTube to place my content, if I want to force YouTube to learn what I'm putting out and to properly index it, I have to put out more content. I have to essentially oversaturate the niche that I'm in or whatever it is that you're doing. I have to flood it with my content. And doing that, like I said, has been paying dividends, right? It's been paying dividends and I'm enjoying it, man. I'm enjoying it. I'm trying to revive my main channel. And honestly, the short form content is crushing it. For example, I put out a long format content video. It's like 20 minutes talking about one of the newest pieces of tech that I'm super excited for. to add to my business. It is the Anker/UFIMake E1 UV resin printer. And they're doing a Kickstarter right now. They're doing pretty cool things. I think they might or almost are at hitting their $30 million goal on Kickstarter, which is crazy. But I did, like, for example, a 20-minute video talking about the highlights of the week on the concerns and the questions surrounding that week about the product on the Kickstarter. 20-minute video. Literally, I got like 30 to 50 plus views on that video and some comments, a lot more comments because people are engaging with it, but nothing can compared when I uploaded that video to Opus Pro and broke down, like, I don't know how many freaking clips it gave me, for example. Let's go see. So it gave me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 18, 19, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. It gave me 28 clips, highlighted clips that it thought it was highlights out of a 20-minute video, right? Now, on the past projects that I've done, let's say it was 28 clips. I amassed way more views than I would have imagined from the long format content that people were not going to sit all the way through. Not everybody. It still brought in that awareness through the reels because it captured people's attention in a short amount of time. Those people have then subscribed or they keep coming back. And then I'm noticing that those videos, those long format content videos that I put out before, they're now starting to get those views. You know what I mean? So you guys just gotta make content, man. You gotta make content. Stop being lazy. I made several videos on it before. Stop feeling that everything has to be perfect. Who gives a shit about your lighting? Who gives a crap about the setup, the controlled environment? Just pick up your damn camera, your Pocket 3 in my case, or your cell phone, and record, man. Just record. You know what I mean? Sometimes when I'm doing motovlog content, I test the engagement based on the topics that I want to talk about. And I will do things like, okay, let me do a talking head video, either with my motorcycle in sight or my motorcycle not in sight. And then I test it and say, okay, let me do the same type of video, the same topic with me actually riding and motovlogging. And then I'm starting to see that it shifts sometimes depending on the topic, right? So if you keep mixing it up, eventually you'll amass more interest in whatever it is that you're doing. But the reels are key. The reels are key. Guys, the reels are key. Stopped using Photoshop. No, I use Photoshop, but I stopped using Adobe Premiere and I moved on to Filmora Wondershare. And I started making my own thumbnails, sometimes using the AI generated ones. They're supposed to be overhauling it because it sucks right now. So every time I put out a video, I've been making my own thumbnails, and it's amazing. I don't know. It's just, to me, it's just amazing, man. So I use them full time now when I'm making these videos. And then I'm just using AI in general. I use ChatGPT. After I'm done editing a video and I'm getting ready to put it out, I do the thumbnail and I export it so it can start processing. The next thing I do literally is I take the transcript from that video, or if it can't read the transcript, I will then upload the video to YouTube, and then I will take that link, give it to ChatGPT and say, analyze this video and analyze the context of this video, the transcript of the video, and generate five titles that would be engaging and would rank on the front page. And it will give me that. And then I'll say, give me tag words for that, based on this video. Give me nice keywords that would rank, that are low competition, and it will give me those. And I start doing that for every single video. I do that for the reels, except that Opus Pro does it for you. It gives you hashtags, does all that good stuff. So I'm telling you, man, you just let AI help you and it will take off. It will eventually take off. You just got to be consistent. Challenge yourself. Again, I put one 20-minute video up there. That's one piece of content that you could do a week, right? One long format content that you can do a week. It busts out 28 clips, right? 28 highlight reels. That's content for you for the next almost month. You didn't have to work that hard to make that happen. So there's really no excuse for you not to be able to put out content every day, possibly every day, or for the next couple of weeks. You know what I mean? You do the math. If you can produce 3 to 4 long format content videos a week and then bust out reels and clips with them using AI, I mean, you're set. You are absolutely set. Take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. Excuse me. Take what I'm saying with a grain of salt and make it happen, guys. Make it happen. Catch you in the next one. Peace.